What's going on, guys? It's Lark from Wellington again. We are going to be talking about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin. Now, actually, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, comparing it to PayPal, which a lot of people have been comparing it and talking about Bitcoin and PayPal recently, so looking at that. Some news with Bitcoin Cash. And, of course, as always, if you're not involved in Bitcoin yet, how to get involved in Bitcoin. So, today, Bitcoin's at $4,115.22. At the time of recording this video. Now, Bitcoin, of course, has been higher than that in the last week, so we have seen some retraction in the Bitcoin market. A lot of that has probably been flowing down actually to Bitcoin Cash, which has gone down a little bit. I think that was up to nearly $900 yesterday, if I remember correctly. So, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash absolutely kicking off. And even though Bitcoin is in a slight retraction on the 24 hours, it's actually still massively up, for the month and even up on the week. So Bitcoin's still, continuing that steady progression forward. So definitely do not count Bitcoin out by any means. Bitcoin is going to the future, guys. This is, remember, the money of the future. So, having a look here. Now, the big thing with Bitcoin, too, is that it's really been hitting heavily in the East Asian markets. I did a whole separate video about that, but look at this. Bitcoin to Japanese yen has accounted for 20%. 20%. Crazy. 20% of the volume over the last about 24 hours. So that is huge, guys. Huge. So, Bitfinex USD has also accounted for a gigantic proportion. Man, Bitfinex is doing some huge business. Holy cow. So, Japanese yen, USD, and of course the Koreans and the Chinese are a bit down on this week. Last week they were definitely doing a lot more volume in Korea and in China. So Japan is all about Japan this week. They are the ones who are, buying up that Bitcoin this week, guys. So, watch for, keep an eye on that space. That's quite interesting. So, what I wanted to talk about was actually this, PayPal. Now, a lot of people got really excited last week because Bitcoin, when it was up around $4,400, actually was worth more than PayPal. And a lot of people have seen this as a pretty big achievement for Bitcoin because essentially PayPal is the world's largest payment provider. So it's about $70.77 billion market cap today for PayPal. And so actually Bitcoin now is approximately the same price as that. So we can see here the market cap is 67 billion today, and again a few days ago was about the same as PayPal. So that's really exciting, actually. That actually shows that there's so much interest in Bitcoin right now. That being said, a lot of people are speculating on Bitcoin. A lot of people are buying and holding on to Bitcoin. And so it's not that kind of fluid payment medium that PayPal is. A lot more people are using PayPal. PayPal is much more a part of the institutional framework of the internet. And so I'm not sure we're going to, see PayPal disappear anytime soon. Not by any means. In fact, PayPal more than likely simply integrate Bitcoin, integrate Dash, integrate Litecoin into their payment network as opposed to disappearing. But the fact that Bitcoin is now around the same level as PayPal, and of course it's going to go much past it in the very near future, is actually really big news. That means that we are seeing more and more adoption of Bitcoin on a massive level. And you guys know I do Bitcoin videos and Bitcoin news videos all the time, talking about how the mass adoption of Bitcoin is really underway right now. So that's really exciting to see, and yeah, that's really cool actually, that Bitcoin is now on par with the world's largest payment provider. So that's really cool. That's really cool. Now, as far as PayPal as total size, Apple's the #1 company in the world right now as far as market cap, 815.39. Don't forget the 0.39. That $390 million is not insignificant. $1 billion. That's a lot of money, guys. That's a lot of money. And of course, Bitcoin is still under a tenth of the value of Apple. Under a tenth of the value of Apple. And so that just makes you, I point this out because it actually makes you understand how incredibly undervalued the entire crypto market is. Again, I talk about this a lot in my Bitcoin videos, but it's so important to keep in mind when you're thinking about investing in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is just so super undervalued. You know, if you look at these companies, yeah, okay, I understand Apple's a real world thing and it produces a lot of amazing products, and I understand why they're an $815 billion company. But projects like Neo, projects like Lisk, coins like Bitcoin and Dash and Litecoin, things like IOTA and NEM, they are going to be these companies of the future. And that's not to say Apple's going to disappear and that's going to be it. No, but these companies are going to be right up there with them. You know, companies like, you know, Neo, for example, they're going to be right up there. They're going to be right up there, guys. Bitcoin is going, it's obviously not a company, but it's going to have values, you know, in the hundreds of billions of dollars in the coming years. It will be an institutional part of the internet. So do keep that in mind. And now I thought a fun comparison to do would be too is if Bitcoin were a country. If Bitcoin were a country, oh, what a country it would be to live in. What a country it would be to live in indeed. Now, if Bitcoin were a country, today it would be Uzbekistan. Awesome. So, yeah, if Bitcoin were a country, it would be Uzbekistan, or approximately Oman or Myanmar. And that just gets me thinking. Just think about that for a minute. Bitcoin is worth so much that it's, you know, has the approximate value of countries where millions and millions of people live, full of industry and agriculture and, you know, banks and buildings and things going on and people living their lives. Yeah, Bitcoin's the same size as that. So that actually helps put it a bit in perspective for you too, and make you realize just how huge it actually is, how big it's going to be. So I just wanted to point that out for you as well. Now, I did promise you guys some Bitcoin Cash news. Bitcoin Cash, of course, everyone's favorite or least favorite fork of Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin Cash has seen a big hash rate increase. So, we're going to be looking at about 20% over the next few days. 20% of the hashing power of Bitcoin is going to be moving to Bitcoin Cash. So currently it's around 9 to 10%, and over the next few days the prediction is it's going to be about 20%. 20% of the total hashing power for the Bitcoin network is going to move over to Bitcoin Cash. Now you might be asking yourself, why are they happening? Bitcoin's awesome. Why are these traders doing this to us? No, look, it's the money, guys. It's the money. Everyone's always going after the money. This is what it's all about. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Bitcoin's just going to keep steaming forward and make credible profits moving towards the future. But Bitcoin Cash should not be discounted. I know there's a lot of haters out there, and I don't have any Bitcoin Cash, and I'm not going out trying to get any Bitcoin Cash, at least not at the moment, and I don't see doing that anywhere in the near future. But Bitcoin Cash is incredibly profitable. Now, I remember I was telling you guys, let's have a quick look back over here. If you look at Bitcoin Cash in the last week, this has probably been one of the most profitable coins you could be involved in over the last 7 days, because we were right down here. We just, you know, flatlined $300, then blammo, $900. So if you were holding your Bitcoin Cash, or you bought some Bitcoin Cash, man, if you bought 10 Bitcoin Cash, you would have, crazy, $3,000, you would have made $9,000. So Bitcoin Cash is definitely getting a lot of interest. I know there's been a lot of people dumping it on the market and all these different things, but it is being mined. It is happening, guys. Even if you hate it, you got to accept Bitcoin Cash is here. And if you love it, you got to be excited because Bitcoin Cash is here. And it looks like it's going to be around to stay. With 20% of miners switching over to Bitcoin Cash, that is damn substantial. Damn substantial. And it is more profitable to mine than Bitcoin right now. That is something you got to keep in mind, guys. Currently, it is more profitable. Now, it's not always going to be more profitable than Bitcoin. There will be it will be more profitable for probably 6 months or a year, something like this, until the difficulty catches up and more power gets put into it, and then it will probably be approximately the same as Bitcoin. Now, I just want to give you this comparison. So I put it in a terahash over here on CoinWars, and so for 1 terahash of Bitcoin Cash mining, we would approximately have 1,000 US dollars. Now that's amazing. Amazing. So if you were to have a, for example, a Bitmain miner with 13.5 terahashes, you would get a $13,000 return on your Bitcoin Cash. Now that is, of course, assuming that the price of Bitcoin Cash stays as high as it does currently. Let's compare that to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you would have $423. $423 at the end of the year. Pretty big difference, guys. Currently, Bitcoin Cash is about 2.5 times as profitable to mine as Bitcoin. Now, obviously, the price is much lower, but the fact is you're just getting way more Bitcoin Cash for your buck. Yeah, it's only $716 per Bitcoin Cash, but that's $716 per Bitcoin Cash, guys. Now, is it going to sustain these high prices for a long time, or are we going to see a crash back down? Bitcoin Cash is massively volatile at the moment. So I really don't know if we're going to sustain these levels for long, or if we're going to see a crash right back down to $300 or $400 a coin. Now, at $300 a coin, it is still more profitable than Bitcoin mining, but just barely. Just barely. The only thing that would keep Bitcoin Cash mining quite profitable is prices above sort of the $500 range. And again, the difficulty will increase. Like I just told you guys, 20% of the Bitcoin mining power is switching over to Bitcoin Cash. So the next time we see a difficulty adjustment, you bet your bottom dollar that there is going to be a big jump in the mining difficulty for Bitcoin Cash. Now, if you got some home miners, man, switch those over to Bitcoin Cash for the next 2 weeks until that mining difficulty jumps up. And even then, you're probably still going to be super profitable on Bitcoin Cash, because it's definitely a good time to get involved with mining that. Now, here's the problem. If you want to mine Bitcoin Cash, you have to have your hardware already, right? Because no one is offering it. No one is offering it. You can't mine it at Genesis. You can't mine it at Hashflare. You can't mine it at Hashing24. None of the cloud services offer it. You can buy it if you want to buy it on the market. That's cool. I wouldn't buy it at $716. $300 is probably a good price to buy Bitcoin Cash. Otherwise, if you don't have your setup already, you're probably not going to really make anything on Bitcoin Cash. However, a lot of the old Bitcoin mining machines, remember the old sort of, 3, 4, 5 terahash models, the ones that you can see on eBay for like, $500 or something like that, because they're just not profitable anymore to mine Bitcoin. You're actually paying to mine Bitcoin with those. If you can pick one of those up on eBay for, fairly cheap, if people haven't clicked onto this yet, man, go out and get one of those. Go out and get one of those and start mining Bitcoin Cash. You guys could probably turn a nice little profit on that really quickly. So that is something to keep in mind. That is something to keep in mind. Like I said, I'm not getting involved in Bitcoin Cash, but I can definitely see a lot of potential. And I understand why people, a certain segment of the Bitcoin community is really excited about it. Now, back to Bitcoin. My baby. Oh, Bitcoin, my baby. So, Bitcoin, where's it going? That's what everyone wants to know. Where is Bitcoin going? 4,116 at the moment, right? Goldman Sachs analysts, $4,800. That's quite conservative. But, maybe being conservative is the mature and adult thing to do, and that's what we should be looking at, the conservative estimates. So $4,800, man, if you bought a Bitcoin today and it's $4,800 by the end of the year, that's a $700 profit if you were so brave as to sell your Bitcoin at that point. This guy, $6,000. Hey, all right, we're going up. We're going up, guys. $6,000. Thanks, dude. That's Tom Lee. He's, they call him the bear. Yeah, Wall Street's biggest bear. So he's saying $6,000 and $25,000 by 2022. Right? He is probably highly conservative investor, but $6,000 is still pretty damn good. All right, we'll take that. What's this guy? Oh, $15,000. Wow, okay, $15,000 in 2017. That is a lot more bullish. That is a lot more bullish. Now, are we? Oh, you know, that's big. That's a big call. $15,000 by the end of the year. I personally think that might be a bit too far. A bit too far on the $15,000 by the end of the year. But are we going to see a $15,000 Bitcoin in the near future? Yeah, absolutely. By the end of the year, not 100% on that, but I think we'll definitely see it over these guys' estimates. Somewhere probably in the middle. Somewhere probably in the middle. I'm looking at probably, I don't know, $7,000 or $8,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year, but you never know. Bitcoin surprises you. Sky is the limit with Bitcoin. That is what I always say. And this guy, $55,000 in 5 years. The estimates range wildly. The one thing that you do not see a lot of, though, is people who are saying Bitcoin's done, Bitcoin's over, don't invest in Bitcoin. Yeah, there are some people who say, hey, look, Bitcoin's a bubble. It's going to pop. It's going to go back down to, $300 a Bitcoin or something like that. I don't see it happening, guys. I don't see it happening. The whole crypto market is so super undervalued. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, as always, guys, you got to ask yourself the question, are you involved? How involved are you? If you're not involved, why aren't you involved? What are you waiting for? Get involved before the prices go up, And so there's a few ways to get involved in Bitcoin if you're not involved already. You can just go and buy Bitcoin. It's probably one of the easiest, hassle-free ways of getting your hands on some Bitcoin and just doing it. Most people can buy on Coinmama. Now, Coinmama is like an online ATM. You can go and you can buy with a credit card, which makes it really, really easy. I'm pretty sure they do take Euro and USD cash deposits as well. And you can just go over here and buy. Now, you can buy $100 without getting verified, which is nice. If you just want to get a little bit of Bitcoin, hold on to it, you could do that. Of course, not available in all jurisdictions, but in most jurisdictions, yes. So you can go over here and grab some quick Bitcoin on Coinmama. Like I said, it is like an online ATM, so they do charge a decent fee in exchange for their service. But it's kind of the quick and nasty one over here on Coinmama. But it's pretty effective. I bought some decent amount of Bitcoin over there before. You can get on Coinbase if you're in the US, probably the best option for you. Although CEX.io is available in most US states and most places around the world, is probably one of the most universal exchanges where you can go and buy yourself some Bitcoin. Now, let's look at $150. You're going to get 0.03 Bitcoin. 0.03 Bitcoin in your wallet today. Done. Actually, we should probably call it 145.50 because I want to show you guys. It's a 0.031. I want to show you guys this over here. So if you want to get involved in cloud mining is probably one of the coolest ways in order to get yourself some Bitcoin. Now, it's a slow payoff. It takes, it takes time, but you do end up getting more bang for your buck. And remember, we're talking about long-term investing here. If you want to buy Bitcoin today and sell it next week for, $100 more than it's at today, well, then this is not the option for you. But holding Bitcoin long-term is a serious investment strategy and is going to return serious profits in the long run, right? Unless the internet explodes and aliens invade and all this stuff, well, then we have different problems than the price of Bitcoin. But looking today at the price of Bitcoin and understanding how much we can get and how much we can mine and how the value is going to be in the future, cloud mining is a great, great alternative right now for getting yourself some Bitcoin if you're looking at this as a nice long-term investment. Now remember, we're going to buy imagine we buy 1 terahash here on Genesis Mining. So 1 terahash is going to get you about 0.099. You do have to pay some fees on top of that, and the Bitcoin mining difficulty will go up. So at the end of that 1 year period, you probably will have got about 0.06 Bitcoin for your $150. Now how much was that on the exchange? Right, $150 over here, 0.03. 0.03, so you actually end up getting probably about twice as much Bitcoin by mining. So that's really great. So it's about $150 over on Genesis Mining. Now you can hit up my 3% discount code down below. I've got that down below, so feel free to use my discount code. It really helps me out a lot, guys. I keep my all my videos ad free, so supporting me on Genesis or Hashflare or any other sites I recommend really helps me out, and it's a great service for you guys. As I always say, I don't recommend anything I don't use personally. I definitely don't want to point you guys towards any kind of junk. So, You know, this is a great service over here. And if you do use my code on Genesis Mining, I'd ask, you know, message me on YouTube and tell me, hey, Lark, I used your code. Here's my code, you know, and tell me how much you upgraded so I can see, you know, it was you. And I'll try and hit you guys back in a future video when I do my upgrades, okay? So, you know, do message me on YouTube and tell me that, okay? And as well, Hashflare, one of my favorite sites as well. In fact, I think I kind of like Hashflare a little more than Genesis Mining. I don't know. They both have their great features, to be honest, but I just like the low buy-in price over here on Hashflare. Now, the fees are higher. That is why they charge less up front, but the fees are higher over time. They charge 7 cents more per day per terahash, which, you know, which adds up. It's substantial. You know, I can't discount that fact. But it's only 120 bucks over here for a terahash, so big difference. Big difference there, guys. So, you know, really great value over here on Hashflare. And if you're new to Hashflare and you want to get involved with Hashflare, I've got a link down below as well. You guys can hit that up and, you know, go over there and get yourselves involved in some cloud mining, guys, because it's just a great way to make money. So I think the main takeaway here is that no matter how you guys get involved in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's going to the moon, guys. It's definitely, you know, going to go up a lot over the next few years. So it's a long-term thing. You got to be in this long-term. If you want to make $1 million tomorrow, this is not going to do it, guys. Go play the lottery, all right? But if you want to actually, you know, find something that's going to make you a lot of money in the long term, investing in Bitcoin is probably one of the most solid ways to do it. You know, there are people who are even, you know, turning their retirement plans and stuff into Bitcoin because it's going to pay out a lot more in the long run. Anyway, guys, that is all from the Crypto Lark today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know, share it around with your friends, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll keep making awesome videos for you guys. So, long live the blockchain, guys, and peace out till next time.